In this episode, a wife confronts her husband at a family gathering, revealing his affair with a colleague. This heartbreaking revelation sets off a series of events that ultimately lead to her tragic death. Stay with us as we explore the details of this shocking case and the devastating outcomes of hidden truths coming to light. Jennifer Robbins Lawson, 42, was a beloved figure in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A devoted mother and committed volunteer, she spent much of her time supporting local shelters and giving back to her community. Known for her kindness and generosity, Jennifer earned a strong reputation for her involvement in charity events and her work at places like the Broward Outreach Center. Despite her compassionate nature and strong family ties, Jennifer's life wasn't without its struggles. She met her husband, Wayne Robbins, while they were in college. While Jennifer came from humble beginnings, Wayne hailed from a wealthy and privileged family. Jennifer was captivated by Wayne's charm and outgoing personality. To her, he seemed exciting and sophisticated, offering a glimpse into a lifestyle she had never known. Their connection deepened quickly, and their relationship became more serious in no time. However, their happiness didn't last. Over time, Jennifer discovered that Wayne's infidelity was a constant source of pain she had to bear. Despite their years together and their children, Wayne's commitment to Jennifer remained shallow and unfaithful. Wayne's infidelities were no secret. He openly flirted with other women, and his affairs were apparent to friends, family, and even Jennifer herself. It seemed as though he flaunted them, almost as a reminder of his control over her through his wealth. Despite the pain, Jennifer remained loyal and stayed quiet for years, bearing the burden in silence. Jennifer felt trapped, acutely aware that she could never compete with Wayne's financial power or the extravagant lifestyle he offered. Coming from a modest background, she always sensed that Wayne viewed her roots as a reminder of her limitations. This dynamic left her feeling dependent on him, while Wayne became increasingly careless and indifferent. By 2018, Jennifer had reached her breaking point. She was frustrated, heartbroken, and humiliated by Wayne's latest affair with a co-worker, a marketing specialist who was often present at family events. In April of that year, Jennifer could no longer tolerate the deceit. At a family reunion Wayne hosted at their luxurious Fort Lauderdale home, she overheard him and his lover discussing their plans, a moment that would push her over the edge. Driven by a mix of hurt and a need to confront the truth, Jennifer approached Wayne during the reunion. In front of their family, she exposed the affair, telling him she knew everything. The confrontation was intense, but for Jennifer, it was the only way to regain a sense of dignity and take control of the situation. In that moment, Jennifer was willing to risk everything, the stability and security she had long sacrificed for the sake of her family. Her decision to confront Wayne was both a desperate plea for help and an act of defiance, a final effort to reclaim control over her life. Tragically, that confrontation would set off a deadly series of events, forever changing the course of her future. On the morning of April 28, 2018, Jennifer's lifeless body was found by her teenage niece, Brielle Lawson, in the guest bathroom of the Robbins family home in Fort Lauderdale. It was just after 8 a.m., and the reunion guests were beginning to stir, anticipating another day of sunshine, meals, and family time. But Brielle's discovery abruptly ended any thoughts of a peaceful weekend, shattering the family's plans in an instant. The 17-year-old niece had gone in search of her aunt when she found Jennifer lying motionless at the bottom of the bathroom stairs. At first, Brielle thought her aunt had simply fainted, but as she tried to shake her, it became clear that Jennifer wasn't breathing. Terrified and shaken, Brielle rushed to find her parents, her face pale and her eyes wide with shock. They quickly called 911, fearing they were dealing with a tragic accident. As they waited for help to arrive, family members gathered around, some in tears, others in disbelief, trying to make sense of what had happened. It didn't take long for rumors of foul play to spread among the guests, many of whom had witnessed Jennifer's heated confrontation with her husband, Wayne, the night before. When first responders arrived, they immediately approached the scene with caution. They noted bruising on Jennifer's arms and the unnatural angle of her body, raising suspicions that this might not have been a simple accident. Family members were asked to stay outside as officers began their investigation. The lead officer quickly observed details that suggested something more sinister was at play. Jennifer's injuries were severe, and the way she was positioned at the bottom of the stairs raised immediate questions about how she had ended up there. For the family, the possibility that Jennifer's death might not have been an accident was a devastating shock, quickly turning their grief into suspicion. The Fort Lauderdale police arrived soon after, ready to take over the investigation at the Robbins home that morning. Detective Carla Simmons, known for her keen attention to detail and no-nonsense approach, took charge of the investigation. With over 15 years of experience, she wasted no time in evaluating the scene. As she entered the guest bathroom, the unsettling sight before her immediately caught her attention. Jennifer's body lay at the bottom of a small staircase leading from the bathroom, her posture unnatural, and her face marked with bruising that suggested an impact much more forceful than a simple fall. While the police initially considered the possibility of an accident, particularly given the narrow stairwell and polished marble floor, other details soon pointed toward foul play. Detective Simmons noticed bruises on Jennifer's wrists, suggesting she may have been restrained or grabbed before the fall. Nearby, a small decorative vase lay shattered on the floor, which family members confirmed had been intact the night before. This broken vase caught Simmons' attention, leading her to believe a struggle might have taken place just before Jennifer's fatal descent. Simmons immediately directed forensic technicians to photograph every angle of the scene, carefully documenting any bloodstains, fingerprints, or marks that could provide clues about what had occurred. They used luminol to reveal any hidden traces of blood, even in spots that appeared spotless. On the staircase, faint, wiped-off fingerprints were discovered, hinting that someone had tried to erase their presence and cover their tracks. Meanwhile, Detective Simmons began collecting statements from the family members who had attended the reunion. Many recalled Jennifer's confrontation with Wayne the night before. While Wayne claimed they hadn't spoken after that, several guests reported hearing raised voices coming from the bathroom later that evening, raising further suspicion about what had happened behind closed doors. These details quickly led Simmons to believe that Jennifer's death was no accident. By the end of the day, she had concluded that the death was likely intentional. She ordered a full autopsy and instructed that all reunion attendees remain available for further questioning as the investigation intensified. What initially seemed like a tragic accident was quickly evolving into a full homicide investigation, with the Robbins family reunion now at the heart of a complex and troubling mystery. The first person Detective Simmons questioned was Wayne J. Robbins, Jennifer's husband of 20 years and a prominent marketing executive at a luxury resort chain. At 45, Wayne was known for his charisma and confidence, always the life of the party, cracking jokes, and handling high-stakes projects at work. Yet, Wayne's charm often concealed deeper issues. Despite his polished public image, he had a reputation within the family for a troubled marriage, and as some relatives would later reveal, a pattern of affairs that he openly flaunted, showing little effort to hide them from Jennifer. This long-standing tension in their marriage made him an immediate prime suspect in the investigation. Wayne remained calm when Detective Simmons called him in for questioning, but his composure faltered when she brought up the confrontation with Jennifer the night before her death. According to multiple family members, Jennifer had confronted Wayne in front of everyone, accusing him of having an affair with his co-worker, Sam Prescott. What was supposed to be a joyous family reunion quickly turned into a public airing of their personal issues. While Wayne had dismissed the accusations as drama, Simmons could sense there was more to his defensive reaction than he was letting on. When Detective Simmons asked if he and Jennifer had spoken again after the confrontation, Wayne initially insisted they hadn't. However, when she pressed him, pointing out statements from family members who had overheard them arguing late that night, his story began to shift. At one point, he claimed he had gone to bed early, only to later change his account, saying he had taken a walk outside to cool off after the argument. Simmons observed Wayne's nervousness, how he tapped his fingers on the table and repeatedly avoided eye contact when questioned about his relationship with Jennifer. His body language revealed stress, a stark contrast to the confident, charismatic persona he was known for. The shift in his demeanor, along with the inconsistencies in his story, made his possible motive clear: the affair, the public confrontation, and the mounting tension in their marriage. Friends close to the couple revealed that Jennifer's growing suspicions had begun to threaten Wayne's carefully cultivated image. With her ultimatum to expose his latest affair, she held significant power over his social and professional reputation, not to mention the financial stability he valued so highly. While Jennifer had come from a modest background, Wayne's success afforded them a comfortable lifestyle, something he wasn't willing to risk. Wayne had the means to hire a lawyer if necessary, and he made it clear during questioning that he was ready to defend himself. However, Simmons noticed an underlying tension and anger in his responses, as though he hadn't anticipated Jennifer's accusation becoming such a public spectacle. It seemed as if Wayne had believed his actions would stay hidden, protected by his carefully maintained image of power and success. The more Simmons observed, the more she began to suspect that Wayne's confident exterior was merely a thin veneer over a man deeply afraid of the consequences of his own actions. This realization drove her to dig deeper into his motives and movements, knowing that his calm demeanor wouldn't last under sustained pressure. With this in mind, Detective Simmons shifted her focus to Sam Prescott, Wayne's co-worker, and, as Jennifer had revealed during the family reunion, Wayne's secret lover. At 35, Sam Prescott was a marketing specialist known for his ambition and charm. While he was a regular at industry events and conferences, his magnetic personality often hid a more ruthless drive to succeed. He and Wayne had been close colleagues for years, their professional bond growing stronger through long hours at work and shared projects. To those who knew him well, Sam was the type of person who would go to great lengths to secure his future. He had been pressuring Wayne for some time to leave Jennifer, eager to take their relationship to the next level. When questioned by Detective Simmons, Sam was visibly tense. He shifted in his seat and kept glancing toward the door, as if searching for an escape, revealing a nervousness that seemed out of place for someone used to commanding attention. Though Sam tried to maintain a calm demeanor, he became noticeably uneasy when discussing his relationship with Wayne, especially now that Jennifer's public confrontation had placed him in a vulnerable position. Sam had long dreamed of a life with Wayne, one where Jennifer's presence no longer complicated their relationship. In his questioning, he even admitted that he saw their affair as the future he wanted. However, this vision had made Wayne hesitant, as he wasn't ready to leave his marriage or make their relationship public. The reunion incident had jeopardized this delicate balance, especially when Jennifer threatened to expose them both, pushing Sam into a corner where his actions became driven by desperation. Sam's reaction to Jennifer's threat was telling. He admitted feeling panicked, not just about the potential end of Wayne's marriage, but also about the risk to his own career if their affair were exposed. As Detective Simmons pressed on, she asked Sam directly about his whereabouts the night of Jennifer's death, wanting to see if his story would align with the mounting suspicions. Sam nervously explained that he had left the reunion early, claiming he felt uncomfortable after the confrontation. However, when Simmons pressed him on specific details like who had seen him leave or whether he had returned to the house, his answers grew increasingly vague. Later, family members recalled seeing Sam lingering near the hallway leading to the guest bathroom, the very spot where Jennifer's body was discovered the next morning. Throughout the questioning, Sam grew more agitated, often contradicting himself and offering inconsistent statements about the timeline of events. His ambition, which had originally drawn him to Wayne, now appeared to be a vulnerability. Detective Simmons began to suspect that Sam's dream of a future with Wayne free from the complications of Jennifer might have been a much stronger motive for his actions than he was willing to admit. This insight prompted Simmons to dig deeper into Sam's recent interactions with Wayne, understanding that jealousy and desperation could drive even the most composed person to act recklessly. Sam's increasingly erratic responses only strengthened her resolve to uncover the truth behind Jennifer's sudden and tragic death. A week into the investigation, a major breakthrough finally emerged. On a cloudy morning, detectives received a crucial tip from Jennifer's close friend, Brielle Delgado, who informed them about Jennifer's cell phone. Brielle revealed that in the weeks leading up to the family reunion, Jennifer had secretly been recording conversations with her husband, Wayne. Suspecting his infidelity, Jennifer had used her phone to gather evidence, intending to confront him with undeniable proof of his betrayal. The recordings on Jennifer's iPhone were quickly secured by detectives as crucial evidence. Among the various conversations, one recording stood out, a chilling exchange between Jennifer and Sam Prescott. In it, their voices were sharp and tense, revealing more than just an affair. It was clear that the stakes were much higher, and the tension between them was palpable. In the recording, Jennifer confronted Sam directly about the affair, demanding that he stay away from her husband. Sam's voice was defensive and agitated, while Jennifer's tone remained calm but laced with anger. The conversation, captured in vivid detail, revealed that it took place in the hallway leading to the guest bathroom, where Jennifer's body would later be discovered. The proximity of the confrontation to the crime scene added a chilling layer to the investigation. This was a significant breakthrough, as it placed Sam and Jennifer near the scene just before her fatal fall. Detectives took the new evidence seriously, knowing it could be the key to unraveling what had truly happened. Detective Simmons carefully analyzed the recording, noting the rising tension in Sam's voice as Jennifer pressed him to end things with Wayne. The anger and desperation in their exchange were palpable, raising further suspicions about Sam's potential involvement in what appeared to be far more than a simple confrontation. At one point in the recording, Sam's voice revealed a critical detail. He mentioned that their relationship had come too far to end. Now this statement underscored his desperation to keep Wayne, no matter the cost, including ignoring Jennifer's feelings and threats. The recording highlighted how volatile the situation had become, making Sam once again the primary focus of the investigation. His words, combined with the timing and location of the confrontation, suggested that Jennifer's death might not have been an accident after all. At the same time, Brielle remembered that Jennifer had confided in her about worrying for her safety if she went through with confronting Wayne. Brielle explained that Jennifer had begun recording conversations as a way to protect herself, hoping the evidence would help her end Wayne's affair and fix their marriage. Jennifer had even hinted that she might use the recordings to publicly expose Wayne if he refused to end things with Sam. These recordings became a crucial piece of the investigation, revealing the deepening conflict and fear Jennifer had been experiencing leading up to her death. With this new evidence in hand, Detective Simmons ordered further interviews with both Wayne and Sam. The case was no longer an unfortunate accident. It had become a clear case of premeditated violence, with both suspects having motive and opportunity. As the investigation unfolded, attention shifted to Wayne's older brother, David Robbins, a 47-year-old construction manager who had grown up with Wayne in Miami. David and Jennifer had dated briefly during their time at the University of Miami, but eventually grew apart. Later, when Wayne and Jennifer met, it was David who introduced them. While he was initially happy for them, some family members had always sensed a lingering tension between the two brothers. Despite Wayne and Jennifer's marriage, David's protective feelings for Jennifer never fully disappeared, and his bond with her remained strong. On the night of the reunion, David was seen leaving the bathroom just minutes before Jennifer's fatal fall. Witnesses recalled that he appeared visibly upset and remained unusually quiet for the rest of the evening, staying in a corner of the living room while the rest of the family continued socializing. He didn't make eye contact with anyone, which struck those who knew him as odd. David was typically warm, outgoing, and known for telling jokes and sharing stories from their childhood. David's behavior raised suspicions for the detectives, especially after the recording of Jennifer's confrontation with Sam came to light. During his interview, David remained calm but was noticeably guarded, offering direct answers while avoiding eye contact. Detective Simmons observed his tense posture and slightly defensive responses, particularly when asked about his relationship with Wayne and his feelings about how Wayne had been treating Jennifer. David openly admitted that he resented his brother for cheating on Jennifer. He revealed that he had discovered the affair weeks earlier and felt torn between his loyalty to Wayne and his deep care for Jennifer. His motive became clear. His anger over how Wayne had treated her had clearly built up over time. When asked about his presence near the bathroom just before Jennifer's fall, David explained that he had gone to check on her after noticing how upset she was following the confrontation. He claimed that Jennifer had entered the bathroom, visibly shaken, and he wanted to make sure she was okay. According to David, they had a brief conversation, during which Jennifer asked for some space, so he left to give her time to cool down. Detectives continued to press David, digging deeper into his relationship with Jennifer. When asked if he had ever considered taking action against Wayne, David firmly denied any violent intentions, insisting that he only wanted to see Jennifer happy and safe. Despite his words, the detectives could sense that his resentment toward Wayne was more intense than he was letting on. David's long-standing feelings for Jennifer, combined with his frustration over Wayne's actions, provided detectives with a strong reason to consider him a potential suspect. His interview left them with mixed impressions. While his calm demeanor and clear answers made him appear credible, the nature of his relationship with Jennifer and the timing of his presence outside the bathroom raised suspicions. The detectives couldn't ignore the possible connection between his emotions and the events leading up to Jennifer's death. With Wayne, Sam, and David all under intense scrutiny, the investigation grew increasingly tense as detectives pieced together the evidence. In the end, one truth became undeniable: Wayne Robbins, Jennifer's own husband, was the killer. The mounting evidence, his behavior, and the complex web of motives pointed directly to him, revealing a chilling reality that had been hidden beneath the surface of their marriage. In the days leading up to the family reunion, Wayne had been growing more desperate. Jennifer's discovery of his affair with Sam Prescott threatened not only his marriage but his reputation and career as well. Wayne had always relied on his charm to navigate life's challenges, but this time, his carefully crafted image was at risk, and the pressure was mounting. Now, the recordings Jennifer had secretly made on her phone had put Wayne in a vulnerable position he couldn't escape. During the reunion, after Jennifer publicly exposed his affair, Wayne had tried to maintain his composure, but inside, he was seething. When he saw Jennifer step away from the group and head toward the bathroom, he saw an opportunity to confront her privately and perhaps silence her once and for all. Wayne followed her, his heart racing with anxiety. He knew about the recordings on her phone, and if they were exposed, it could destroy everything he had worked so hard for. A mix of anger and fear surged through him as he stepped into the bathroom and shut the door behind him. In the moments before the murder, Wayne's emotions were a chaotic blend of anger, fear, and a desperate need to regain control. He and Jennifer argued, their voices growing louder, and she threatened to make the recordings public if he didn't end his affair with Sam. That was when something inside Wayne broke. In a fit of rage, Wayne shoved her with a sudden force, sending Jennifer stumbling backward. She fell down the stairs just outside the bathroom, her body tumbling uncontrollably until it came to a sudden, lifeless stop at the bottom. In an instant, Wayne's anger shifted to shock as he realized what had just happened. Wayne hadn't meant for things to escalate that far, but now there was no going back. The investigation took a crucial turn when Jennifer's phone was discovered. On it were recordings of her conversations with both Wayne and Sam, which revealed Wayne's efforts to deflect blame and keep his affair hidden.